All right, this is SAT Prep. We are doing test 1, section 4, and this is number 29. For a polynomial p of x, the value of p of 3 is negative 2. Which of the following must be true about p of x? All right. X minus 5 is a factor of p of x. X minus 2 is a factor of p of x. X plus 2 is a factor of p of x. The remainder, when p of x is divided by x minus 3, is negative 2. So this is true, right? It's d, right? And if it's one of those things that if you know it, right? If you remember that when you do, you can use synthetic division to evaluate a function, right? So like, it's great if you know this, right? This is one of those things that you might just be able to read it and be like, oh, hey, I know that. But here's another easy way to do this. Like, you can cross off some answers, right? If x minus 5 is a factor of p of x, why couldn't I just say that p of x equals x minus 5, and then I could check and see, right? So when I plug in p of 3, I do get 3 minus 5, which is a negative 2. So that's possible, right? That's a possibility. But it wouldn't be a possibility if I just made p of x be this, right? So 3 minus 2, p of 3 would not be a negative 2, so it's definitely not b. If I try c, right? If I try c, I get p, if I just made p of x like the most basic version of this function, I said, hey, that's the definition of being a factor. It's just there, right? So if I made p of x this value, right? Well, p of 3 would be 3 plus 2, which is 5, and that definitely doesn't work. That's not a negative 2, so it's not c. So then the question is it a or d, right? Now, I know it's d because I remember this about factors, but let's see if we can disprove a, right? So they're saying that x minus 5 has to be a factor. Well, what if I made p of x a 4 times an x minus 5? Well, then p of 3 would be a 4 times a 3 minus 5, which is a negative 8, which is very clearly not negative 2. So I don't have to have x minus 5 as a factor. That's false, right? So the answer is D. Again, you know, this is one that if you know the rule about synthetic division, if you know that we've used synthetic division before and used the remainder to evaluate a function, then you know it's answer D. And if you don't know that, you could eliminate it by trying some polynomials out and just seeing what happens, and there's nothing wrong with that.